Hi and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda and today we're working in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Art Journal, and I think I only have a couple left with this. This one, such a beautiful journal. Everybody's done such a great job, but this one is not just a travel theme. Well, she started out thinking a travel theme, but then she included other things like relish simple moments and sitting on the porch with girlfriends, listening to music and watching just things that you love and bring you joy and happiness. I think that's a really wonderful theme. I'm loving it. So, I looked in my stash and I was just kind of looking around. What do I have that I can use? And I found this Jolie's by You, and it's sticker. I've had it about a million years, but it is so very cute. It's a sandcastle. So I was like, you know what? The beach. The beach makes me very happy. It's travel. I enjoy going to the beach. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some acrylic paint, and this is yellow ochre. We're going to make some beach ground, I guess, and some sand, I guess. And then we're going to use cerulean blue, and we might darken up the sky. Maybe we'll see what it needs with some primary blue, just regular blue. We will see what we need. If you are not caught up on the Sisterhood of the Traveling Art Journal, you can find out all the information in the iCard above. I will link to my playlist, and in the first few I talk about what it is. Just, bunch of friends and I are just traveling with our art journal. We're just sharing them, passing them along, sharing our art journal. Well, we're sharing each other's. It has been a really, really fun project. It's taken a little longer than we anticipated, and that's just because holidays got in the way and people moved and got busy and, life gets in the way. So if you do decide to do this, just plan on a little extra time, and maybe not during the holidays. So I would say November and December, don't switch journals those months. But it's really, really fun. So I would encourage you guys, once again, it's in the playlist that I linked above. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make a beach. Just put some yellow down here, and then we're going to put some blue up here. Then we're going to dry it, because then we're going to add textures on top of it. So let's get to painting. Right, so I've got my beach theme going on. It's pretty abstract, but I like it that way because we're going to add more textures. I have Stone Effect paste, and this is Art Basics, or Prima Marketing Art Extravaganza. It's Finnabar stuff. I got a kit of them, so 3 or 4 of these all came in a pack. I really like it, so I'm going to put it in the sky on the stencil, kind of like clouds, and I am not sure who the stencil is from. If I can find it, I'll link it down below on Amazon. I am not sure, but I love this stencil. I use it all the time. I'm just going to use the back of this paintbrush from Finnabar. It's the 1-inch one. It's got the silicone ends on it. And I'm just going to use that as a palette knife and just kind of scrape it in here. Now, it's okay if this is not perfect. I am not worried about that. I just kind of want to get that texture in here and get a little bit of detail with the swirly swirls, whatever this is called. I don't know, but I like it. Before you do this, make sure your paint is dry or you'll have a big muddy mess. But it is just paint. If you need to paint over it, no big deal. Oh yeah, that looks cool. All right, I'm loving this. Okay. And what's nice about this is that there are different sizes. I really like this big one. I'm just going to do this big one all the way over here. And we're just going to cover up sky and beach with this giant one. This journal page is not going to be super duper complicated. I wasn't feeling like I wanted to go complicated. Right now, timeline, it is the end of Christmas break. It's almost New Year's. And I'm just, I am tapped out from people and everybody, and I just wanted to play and have a really good time. I just wanted to explore, pull out some mediums I haven't used in a while, pulled out a stencil I hadn't used in a while, so I was pretty excited. So, like I said, it's not the most complicated page, but sometimes those are my favorite to make, that I'm not using every single product I own on the page. Oh my gosh, I love that. So we want to do, let's do one over here, a little guy. All right, we've got two, and I think we want to add one more right here. I shouldn't have lined those two up so symmetrical, but that's okay. The castle's going to go in that spot, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so that's what that looks like. And I think I want to do some little ones right here in the center. Right, that one ended up a little more less defined, and I think that's because the stone effect is a little bit harder to push through those little bumps, but that's okay. I really love it. I think it looks good. Now it's time to dry it. You can't add anything until it's dry, or you could if you want to mush things up, but I want to keep that stone effect going on. So heat tool is fine to dry it, or just let it air dry. That works as well. So let me let it dry it, and then I'll be right back. All right, so everything is all dry now, and so I'm going to add the little beach sand castle. I'm going to take a tiny bit of washi tape and tape this corner down so that it's not going to pop up when I glue this down. Now, I'm going to use hot glue on the back, and I think we're going to go right about here. There was no adhesive on the back. I don't know if it's because it was so old or because it just didn't come with it, or who knows, but there was no adhesive, but that's all right. Hot glue works just like that. Cool. I also have some stickers from the Dollar Tree. I like this one that says go to the beach. I think I'm going to put that one on. All right. I like this go to the beach. I like this one also that says travel. Maybe I'll put, I really like this travel one, maybe, because that really just kind of illustrates what I'm doing, what I love. Yeah, it's got the teal in there, which I don't think matches as well as this blue, where it says go to the beach. We will do that. Hot glue on here. Yep, I think this light blue matches better than this teal color here. I think this blue did better. So that's why I picked that one. Lots of choices on the Dollar Tree stickers. They've really stepped up their game with their stickers, but I always like to make sure I put them away back on their little clear plastic, back on the cardboard, back in the little baggie. And that's just to protect them, to make sure that they are well protected and nothing's going to happen to them. Okay, so I think I need to add a little bit more and then we're done. Okay, so I'm going to take some gloss gel, and I have some mini art stones and regular art stones. These are Finnebars as well. And I'm just going to kind of add some detail around the castle. And just because I feel like it's floating a little bit, so I want something to connect it to the castle and the paint. I also have a paper plate that I'm going to put underneath to, well, I'll use it to catch. I'll sprinkle them on here, and then I will dump them off. Just have a little palette knife. And we're just going to kind of pat it around, just kind of add that little bit of detail. I think it makes it cohesive and kind of brings it all together. You can of course paint these. I might. We'll see if we need to paint them. I don't know. Now you don't need super thick here because these are very light. They're just little air stones. They're called art stones, but they're just super duper light. So you don't need to pour, or you don't need to have like heavy gloss gel down here. Regular gloss gel will be just fine. I start with the bigger ones and just kind of pour them on. Now I'm going to pour off the excess because we want to save these. Use them again in another project. We don't want to waste. All right, now I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you look, there's lots of gaps where you can still see the clear gel. So you want to fill that in, and I use the mini stones to fill those in. And what I do is I pour the mini stones on, and I just pour it on, and I make a big mound. And I'm actually not going to brush these off for a little bit, and that's because I really want them to soak in. I want the gel to really adhere to these stones so that they are on there, and then I will come back in a little bit, and I'm actually not going to use my heat tool because I don't want to blow these away. So I'm going to let these air dry, and I'm just gonna let it sit here, and look at that. So I'm mounding up a giant pile of these. Now of course I'm going to reuse them all, or stick the extra back in the case, or the back in there, so in the little bottle. But anyway, so kind of pat it on, leave it, let it dry, and we'll be back to finish this up. All right, so this is all done. You can see how the little bit medium stones are there, and you can see how it really looks good with the little tiny miniature stones. But I do think it needs to be painted. I think it's a little too white. So I have some of the yellow ochre that I had, and I'm going to add some burnt umber as well. And I'm just putting a little bit on my palette. You don't need much. I don't want to completely cover up the stones. I'm just going to kind of dab on a little bit just to kind of blend it so that it matches the whole castle a little better, that it's not sticking out as much. I'm going to take this burnt umber with the yellow ochre, and I'm going to mix them together just because I thought the dark brown was a little too much. So there we go. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of detail on the top. Just kind of pat it in there, and that should be it. All right, that's it. There we go. We are done. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on my blog. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.